Okay, so let me start this. So psychology we have already discussed, and there are models for software testing. And one model we have discussed, software and software model, then bug model and testing methodology and testing. So this is our model for software testing, and then effective software versus exhaustive software testing. And then we have effective software testing and there is exhaustive. So we have um, already discussed the cases of valid set of input, invalid set of input. Okay, and then edited input and race condition. This is our discussion which we have left. What is the race condition and what is so valid input means all the set of input, and for 99 to 99 minus 99 to 99, if we add two numbers, then there are 39,601 valid combination. And invalid inputs, like if number is given and we are providing alphabets, okay, combination of alphabets and digit, combination of all alphabets, combination of control characters, combination of any other key on the keyboard. So this is just invalid input. Then we come to edited input. If we can edit input at the time of providing input to the program, okay, then many unexperienced or unexpected input event may occur. We don't know that why this may happen. A lot of time teachers also faces, because we have not think about that special cases, and this will happen. um, we thought that it is the case where only this set of input will be given, but sometimes what happened, the user has a different mindset. Like one I had faced recently, I had written assignment to my student. He has again submitted that assignment, and it happened four times. Then I need to put my WhatsApp status that whenever a student is submitting any assignment, the teacher needs to return it back to the student after evaluating, so that he or she will be able to see the marks. Okay, so because the student actually never expect that in digital also the teachers written assignment, and most of the time teacher asked student to submit the assignment and never written the assignment. So that is again a very difficult situation. So if such type of unexperienced input may occur, like you can add many spaces in the input which are not visible to the user. Fine. It can be a reason for non-functioning of the program, like we are what are the different cases, like simple addition of two number program. So we put 12 and after that we put 13, okay, by uh, placing single space. But in C programming it will not read the white spaces, that's why there is no problem. Otherwise when it is white space is read by the program, like password, most of the time what happen, we are copying the password and pasting it into the dialog box. Sometimes what happen, context may be attached with this password. So this password is like this, I am using this and up to this place, so this blank place is also copied, and this due to copying of blank space, it will give us unexpected output. So there is exception error in case of password. Don't put spaces between character. Okay, so invalid password, etc. Sometimes, and sometimes what happen, we have also copy the context like this. So it will automatically copy the first blank character and last blank character. So whenever we click on I is given in that password box. So whenever we click on I, it will like I will show you. Uh, Yes, I cannot show you. Fine. It is not you. It is expected from all of you that please, whenever we are providing any password, like suppose this is a box and here I type the password. So here in right hand side, I is given. Just click on I, it will show my password. Okay. After asking one more password of Windows, so it will show my password. So it looks that yes, you have entered valid password, but you are not able to visualize that one space is before that password and one space is after that password. So this is also a very special kind of error. You need to take care about it. Fine. Then it may be possible that the user is pressing a number key, then backspace key continuously. Okay. And finally, after some time, he press another number key and enter. So its input buffer overflows and the number system or the whatever thing is due to that number system get crashed. So this type of behavior due to slow means slow system when user is very means what there is no word for that. If user is always trying to enter, desperate kind of user is there, then this type of thing may happen. So the behavior of user cannot be judged. They can behave in a number of ways, and that can be determined by stochastic events also, causing defect in testing a program. That is why edited input are also not tested completely. Fine. Then finally, race condition. Race condition you have heard in your digital electronics when you enter one and you are expecting one, but it is not giving you one. It may be one or zero. It is bouncing from one state to another state and it is not giving the correct output. Then it is race condition. The timing variation between two or more input is also one of the issue. Okay. That limit the testing. Like there are two input events A and B. According to the design, A precedes B in most of the cases. It is our practice also, but B can also come first in rare and restricted this type of event. And this is the race condition whenever B precedes A. Okay. A followed by B is okay, but B followed by A is not okay. And if this type of thing may happen, then there may be means program fails. Usually in this case, program fails due to race condition as possibility of preceding B in restricted condition has not been taken care. So you must check the condition whenever you are designing the software. So module A must run before running B. Okay, so you need to ensure that. So this is also a race condition bug. And in this way, there may be many race conditions in the system, especially in multi-processing system. A lot of events are there. A lot of events are there. And just suppose that this is my PowerPoint. And if I am clicking on file, but it is not a file menu, it is open menu, then what happened? How do you perform? This open is inside file, but by default, due to some error, if it is written open, then how do you perform your dedicated task? So this is race condition. So race condition is occur when the events are not appearing in correct increasing order or correct decreasing order. Valid edited input. If we are unable to find, actually input looks fine, but we are unable to find that what is the error, and that time edited input is coming. Invalid is like 31st Feb or some other cases are there, and valid input is set of all input. So these are four different possible types of input. Now come to effective software testing versus exhaustive software testing. So effective is very good, but exhaustive is means it is how do you perform this exhaustive software testing? You know very well that in exhaustive software testing, it takes very huge amount of time. So already we have seen that in a valid input case, it makes it nearly impossible to achieve. Okay. Are you able to test all the cases, whatever discussed here? Okay. If I am having 10,000, 20,000 valid input, fine. Then how many different outputs are possible? So this is the answer. Millions of different answer. And if a user is very means enthusiastic user, so that also he or she is not able to see the valid set of input within fraction of time, means within millisecond of time, he or she cannot be analyze that thing. So that is very important thing, and that is the limitation of exhaustive testing. Effective testing, though it is not possible, maybe it is possible also, yes, not impossible. It is hard to implement, but there is careful planning, keeping in view all the factors which can affect it. So this will be come after experience of software tester. Okay, sometimes what happen, I am going to class and some abrupt question is coming, and I am not prepared for that because a lot of combinations are there related with any set of problem. Like effective testing is hard, justify it. So I had uh, read from one book. That book has given me certain degree of examples. I become tester and I had started my career as testing software tester lead and so on. But after 1,000 or 10,000 occurrence of testing, I will be able to see that what kind of events may occur. Sometimes what happen, the people ask any question that I am hanging on this particular place. The other person will tell you that just do this step, then it will okay. So software testing and a lot of testing is there in live. So you can solve the problem very easily. Fine. So it is very important, and to create a planning means to design a careful planning and keeping in view all the factors which can affect it, then it is implementable as well as effective. To achieve that planning, we must understand the factor that makes effective testing difficult. At the same time, these factors must be resolved there. Okay, so like what are the things which is difficult to hard means which is difficult to find. So major factor in implementing effective software testing is many defects. There are a lot of defects. Okay, there is one book by Z Kohavi. Okay, just try to read that if it is available in internet. So Z Kohavi has written one book. Name is Fault Tolerance. Okay, so there are a lot of things given to you, and based on this, you can easily find the you can easily detect the errors. Fine, but you need to open that thing. And that book is not related with software engineering, it is related with hardware engineering. So major factor, this is the major factor, certain test conditions are never tested. So test benches are there, you need to test all the cases. Secondly, developers become so familiar with their developed system that they overlook details and leave some parts untested, because developer is very smart person. He uh, he think so a proper planning for testing all the conditions should be done and implemented. That particular testing other than that done by the developer should be encouraged. So that is very important thing. Sometimes what happen, a very small loophole is there in programming, but because developers think that he is very good programmer and his program does not have any such kind of code. So second question may arise, when are we done with testing? So this factor actually searches for the definition. Okay. Oh, fine. So this is set of effective versus exhaustive testing. Yes, here. So what is the problem related with this? There are too many possible paths. So you have heard about paths also. How do we execute the sequence of path? That is very important thing. Fine. So our question is that when we need to perform with testing, so this factor actually searches for definition of effective software testing. Already explained. So exhaustive testing is not possible for all the different input. We don't know what should be the criteria to stop testing process. Okay. So the software engineering or engineer needs more rigorous criteria for determining when sufficient testing has been performed. Moreover, effective testing has the limiting factor of cost, time, and personnel. So we can conclude that effective testing or criteria should be developed for enough testing, like features can be prioritized, which must be tested within the boundary of cost, time, and personnel of the project. So a lot of things are there. So some particular thing is not very important, and that's why um, it is not recommended to go for all kind of input. And number of inputs are there. Okay, like Gmail is having only, yes. Any doubt? Yes, fine. Now come to software testing as a process. Each and everything is a process. Okay, you have completed operating system also. So in that uh, operating system is consists of several processes, you know very well. So likewise, software testing is also a process, and there is difference between process and program. We have already seen. Okay, but there is no correlation between both the things. So software development process involves software testing, and software testing involves, this is software development process, requirement gathering, requirement specification, design and code. From requirement specification up to requirement gathering, there is no testing process. Okay, software development phases involve these things. And then software testing involves test plan, test case design, test execution. Okay, so these all are the things related with software testing as a process. An organization for better quality software must adopt testing process and consider these points. Okay, these points are very important. What are these points? Testing process should be organized such that there is enough time for important and critical feature of the software. Sometimes some features are not very important. Like in banking software, how many of you are uh, creating accounts or some different kind of accounts in day-to-day activities? Okay, so some features are you can ignore them for a while and later you can test it, but at the time of development, at the time of producing that software, you need to test all those cases, which is uh, very critical. Okay, testing techniques should be adopted such that these techniques detect maximum bugs. Quality factors should be qualified, not qualified, quantified, so that, what is quantification? Anyone? Yes.
Increasing or decreasing the quantity.
But how do we quantify the quality?
So
Just
we
guess
can
it.
increase the quality by removing more and more bugs. We can increase the quality of the software. That's how we can
This,
quantify the
yes,
quality of the software.
this is one measurement. So in software engineering, you have um, done COCOMO model. COCOMO model was there.
Yes, sir.
There are quality matrices, and based on this quality matrix, we provide some input. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, some numbers are there. Okay, so likewise, you need to create a test bench such that which can quantify the quality. Okay, so how do we quantify the quality? Like in Amazon, when you are purchasing any goods, so stars are there. So based on this rating, we can say that this product is good, this product is bad. Okay, so this is quality factor should be quantified so that there is clear understanding in running the testing process. Like um, yes, grading is there. So grading is example of number to quality. Like student is securing 90% marks, then more than 90% or 90% marks, A plus plus will be graded. Okay. After that 85 to 90, it will be graded as A plus. And after that 80 to 85, it is graded as A. So this is quantification. Actually, we are grading. This is not quantification. This is qualification. A plus plus A and all these things. And quantification is 95%, 94%, 93%. So we need to reverse the process. Reverse the process means quality into that number. Or you can say process should be driven by quantified quality goals. In this way, the process can be mentioned and measured. So whenever you are going up and up, so there are several quality factors, and that quality factor you need to quantify. Testing procedures and steps must be defined and documented. So when we define and document all these things, then it is very standard that if this event is occur, then this will be the output. If this event is occur, this will be the output. And cause study is also given by given by this. If this and this is uh, happen together, then this is the cause. This is the cause. So likewise, there must be scope for continuous process improvement. So it has already elaborated in first part that we start testing all those things, which is very important. Okay, without that we won't be able to deliver our product. So first we deliver that product, and after delivering this product, if a complaint arises, and meanwhile we need to continue our process of testing, and when this is arrived, then we will um, rectify that. Fine. So this is software engineering as a process. There are different schools of software engineering. The idea of a school of testing was given by Brett Petticord. He has proposed the schools: analytical school of testing. First school is that, and second is standard school for a school of testing. So what is analytical? The school defines the software testing as a branch of computer science and mathematics. Okay, and it is based on analysis of that. The emphasis in case of standard school of testing is on measurement of testing activities to track the development progress. And this school defines software testing as a managed process. Okay, so standard, and this is actually branch of computer science and mathematics, and amalgamation of both the things is very important. So let us see quality school of testing. What do you mean by that quality school of testing? Inside that, how do you perform anything? So before that, just try to understand that why software testing is derived as, or it is given as process. So there are few points related with this. Fine. First thing is, as an organization, to ensure better quality, software must adopt a testing process. Okay. So without process, you won't be able to write this word even. Testing process. And consider, first point is that testing process should be organized such that there is enough time for important and critical feature of the software. First thing is enough time. Okay, testing process should be organized such that there is enough time for important and critical feature for the software. First thing. Second thing is testing technique should be adopted such as already discussed, I think. Yes. Yes. Okay, fine. So it is already completed. Why it is coming into my mind that I need to explain this further. So now come to this school, and with this discussion of software testing schools, we will finish introductory part. Then we will start some of the definitions related with this. Okay. So in a standard school of testing, analytical school of testing, what happened? Software testing technique must have a logico-mathematical form. Logico-mathematical form means each and everything must be seen with the glasses of logics, that this is the logic, and this school requires that there must be precise and detailed specification, precise and detailed. Okay, each and everything must be given there for testing the software. Moreover, it is provided as an objective measure for testing. After this, testers are able to verify whether the software conforms to its specification or not. Structural testing is one of the examples. We will see later on this. Okay, structural testing means we have defined the dedicated structure. Fine. Now come to standard school of testing. There are few points like testing must be managed by traceable metrics. It will be means testing process should be predictable, repeatable, and planned. Second thing is it must be cost effective. Everywhere you can write this thing. Low skilled worker required direction. So this is little bit problematic. Testing validates the product and testing measures development process. Okay. So major implication of this analytical school, not analytical actually, quality school. We are very much focused on quality school of this. So in quality school of testing, major implication is actually first thing is this is third school basically. So main belief in this quality school, and this is preferred over all the schools. Software quality requires discipline. Testing determines whether development process are being followed or not. Testers may need to check developers to follow the rules. Then testers have to protect the users from bad software. So main emphasis of quality school is it defines software testing as a branch of software quality assurance. Already heard this term SQA. Okay. Then it performs quality assurance over testing. Fine. First thing is it actually not performs, it prefers the term. It is this school wants to replace, fine. This school wants to replace this testing term with quality assurance. And second thing is testing is a stepping stone to process improvement. And then come to there are two more schools. So how many schools are there? First school is analytical, basic school, standard, whatever testing process is governed by us, then quality school, and after that context driven school for testing. Context, particular contexts are given there. Then agile school is very popular nowadays. So what are the things inside that context driven school? So context driven school is, it expect change, adapt testing plan. Okay. So this school is based on concept of testing should be performed according to the context of environment and project. The testing solution cannot be same for every context. In case of agile, this type of school is based on the testing of software that is developed by iterative method of development and delivery. This type of process model, software is delivered in a short span of time, and based on the feedback, more features and capabilities are added. So this is agile. Agile means very small pieces are there, and whenever it is required, we add the code. Okay. So this is agile framework is very common nowadays. Just deliver whatever user has asked, and after that, if user wants further refinement, we add a small code. We are having all the codes, and whenever user is asking for that particular thing, we deliver that code. We fix, attach that code, and then it will become, means it is very flexible, you can say in other word. So these are the different software testing schools. Now come to some of the cases, failure cases. So first is air traffic control system failure. It was observed in September 2004. So I'm reading this case. Okay, I'm reading this case. Let me copy this case from, fine. This is very important. So there are different, means software bullet is one of the case. Air traffic failure. This is one of the case. Fine. Then next case is this is not complete case. This is first case. Fine. So in September 2004, air traffic controllers in Los Angeles area lost voice contact with 800 planes, allowing 10 to fly too close together. After a radio system shut down, okay, this is due to software minded. The planes were supposed to be separated by 5 nautical miles uh, uh, laterally, or 2000 feet in altitude, but the system shut down while 800 planes were in the air. So are you able to understand 800 planes? And forced delays for 400 flights and the cancellation of 600 more. The system had voice switching and control system, which gives controllers a touch screen to connect with planes in flight with controllers across the room or distant cities. The reason for failure was partly due to design anomaly in the way Microsoft Windows servers were integrated into the system. The servers were timed to shut down after 49.7 days of use in order to prevent a data overload. Okay, this was designed in operating system. This was consideration in operating system. To avoid this automatic shutdown, technicians are required to restart the system manually every 30 days, and improperly trained employee failed to reset the system, leading into shutdown without warning. Okay, sometimes it happens. You have seen that your window is updating and your programs are open. If you are not delaying that, it will automatically shut down your system and you won't be able to perform anything. So this is one of the failure. Okay, and I don't know whether you have idea about Windows Server or not, but Windows Server is, if you are going to shut down, it is not it will ask several times whether you want really you want to shut down or not. Okay, because this server has one feature, and it is having one feature that it will never shut down. It will try to run every time, and that's why it is server. Fine. So there are several case studies, and yes, so this is one of the important bug. Let me discuss this too. Intel Pentium bug 1997. Intel Pentium, you know, this is the processor. It was very famous processor during that time. So Pentium 1, Pentium 2 are the pipeline processors. So Intel Pentium was also observed with bug that is known as DAN 0411 or flag erratum. This bug is released to the operation where conversion of floating point number is done into integer. Fine. This is very important thing. You know about what is floating point number? Anyone is having IEEE 754 is standard idea about this? See,
So floating point numbers mean the numbers which have decimal values with it.
yes, you know this thing, but the operation is entirely different. Okay. In the floating point number, if you are declaring any number with float, okay, just type the float, insert text box. Okay, so this is the text box. Just write integer, and after the not integer. If you are writing float, okay, don't go on spelling. So this will take 4 byte. Fine. And another thing, integer also takes 4 byte. But the system is very different. In case of integer, this system looks like this. Okay, both is having same lane. Both is having same lane. So this is given here and here also. And this is obvious kind of problem. So for sign, it requires 1 bit. For exponent, it requires 8 bit, and remaining other 23 bit is for Mantissa. So what is Mantissa? You must know. I will tell you later on. And after that, integer is, it requires sign bit, and it requires 31 bit for whatever you are going to write. Fine. So just try to understand that this is having biased exponent, and whatever written in this 1000, if you dump it into this number, then it will become anything else. So like I am giving one example. Just try to understand this because we are having limited amount of time. Or let us discuss first, but I will paste this important thing so that you will be able to understand what I want to say. So I am adding one more PowerPoint. So this is the system. Okay, this is the system for floating point number. Okay, so floating point number is having sign bit, exponent, and mantissa. Mantissa means whatever you are writing, like I am writing 1.101101. So this portion is known as mantissa, and this is as an fixed attachment. Okay, always whenever you are writing any number, this will be the fixed attachment sort of thing, then multiplied by suppose your power is 2 to the power 125. 2 to the power 125, you need to write this. Okay, yes, this is the power notation. So how do you write this thing? So this 3 bit are there. If I am copying all the bits as it is and paste it into this system, like this is the bit, and if I am copying this into integer system, what will be the answer? The answer is entirely different. Instead of writing -3, it will give me, this is the answer, -3 is given, and it will give me the answer as addition of all these number, and addition of all these number means 2 to the power 29 plus 2 to the power 28 plus 2 to the power 27 plus 2 to the power 26 plus 2 to the power 25 minus 2 to the power 31 and plus 2 to the power 22. This will give me one negative number. Answer is also negative, but this negative number is not equals to -3. So let us see the problem. You can understand that what is the anomaly, what anomaly you can find here. If I paste, because this is also 32-bit and the later thing is also 32-bit, means integer is also of 32-bit and floating point number is also of 32-bit. In integer, this is a positive number, but in floating point number, this is infinity and this is minus infinity. Okay, in integer, this is 0, but this is not 0. This is minus 2 to the power 31. You can calculate it using your program. Fine. I'm not going on that much detail. So let us discuss this. So the bug is released to the operation where conversion of floating point number is done into integer number. All floating point numbers are stored inside the microprocessor in 80-bit format. Okay. Integer numbers are stored externally in two different sizes, that is 16-bit for short integer and 32-bit for long integer. It is often desirable to store the floating point number as integer numbers. When the converted numbers won't fit the integer size range, a specific error flag is supposed to be set in floating point status register, but the Pentium 2 and Pentium Pro fails to set this error flag in many cases. So what is the reason behind this? First thing is, here I had explained the bug in case of 232-bit number, but this is 80-bit floating point number. Okay, and in 80-bit floating point number, if I want to flood it into integer, this is integer, I want to flood it into integer, it will automatically occupy some of the 32 numbers or 32-bit, and it will generate the result. Because of wiring or because of software error, it will produce that kind of bug, and it is always converting the wrong answer. Okay, because here in this example you can see that -3 is written in this format. This is the format. 1.01 is written here. So if we consider it into integer, this can also interconversion is very important. So due to some error, it was not done by the Microsoft. Okay, so this is very interesting problem, and this is the problem of life. Okay, so there are two cases we have already discussed why testing is very important and why, and this testing gives that the integer sizes must be of equality as integer is given. That's why this was problem in 1997, and that's why the floating point numbers, if you are using C programming language or some other programming languages, the size of integer and floating point number is similar. Any doubt? Any question?
No, sir.
I don't know whether you, because it was a problem of C programming, so I don't know whether you have completely understood or not, but the problem was very interesting. Fine. So thank you very much. And let me stop here. Only 2 minutes are remaining, and let me download your attendance. So attendance is downloaded and today's lecture will be uploaded shortly. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a nice time. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.